Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm doing a painting with just paint and water. I'm using my blow dryer, so it's a Dutch pour, and I'm using two canvases, so I'm doing a diptych. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split those canvases into two different colours on the base. So I'm going to go for a warm grey and a Wedgwood on the base. And then I'm going to use some blues, silver and grey to blow out a design over the top. I'm really excited for this. This is for somebody very special to my heart. I'll explain more about that as the video goes on. So I'm just really excited that you're here. I'm excited to be using my blow dryer and just the paint and water combination. Remember, if you want to check out the ratios, the paint brands and the paints that I use, they're all listed in the description box below. So just expand that and there's lots of information in there for you. So let's go, and as always, let's see what we can create. So here are the brands of paint I'm using today. So I've got one by Amsterdam, that's ultramarine, one by Winsor & Newton, that's the, let me see if I can find the colour, cerulean blue. And then I've got a couple by Pebeo. I love this one. This is one of my most favourite colours. This is the iridescent blue-black. And I'm also using the iridescent silver. And then a couple by De La Rowney System 3 acrylic. We've got the Wedgwood and then the warm grey. So these two colours here, the warm grey and the Wedgwood, are the base colours. And then these are the colours that I'm going to place on top and blow out. I'll show you the canvases now. So here we go. I've got my two canvases. I've already painted the edges. And you can see here I'm splitting the colours on the base. So I'm going to have a grey here and the Wedgwood here, the grey there and the Wedgwood there. So they're my canvases. And then the consistencies, I've just used paint and water, 1 part paint, 1 part water ratio. Let me just show you the consistency. This is the Wedgwood. So it just trickles off the spatula and just disappears. So that's the consistency that we're looking for, all the same. So my canvases are ready. My hairdryer is plugged in. Let's go. So I'm going to start off with the base colours. And I always say if we can get the base colours down and a good consistency, then everything should flow well on top. So I'm starting with the grey and then I'll continue with the Wedgwood. So I'm placing the paint on the canvas in each of those sections that I want the grey, and then I'm using my blow dryer on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. And the idea is just to use the blow dryer to cover the canvas with the grey and then the Wedgwood. Just taking my time. I've sped up this part of the video slightly just so you can see that full process on how I move that paint across the canvas using the blow dryer. So that's the grey down, and now I'm using the Wedgwood. This actually is a really gorgeous colour, and it's a colour that I haven't used for a while. So I'm just using that in the other half of the canvas, and the grey and the Wedgwood is what's going to be my base colour for both of these canvases. Again, I'm just using my blow dryer on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. So I said at the beginning of the video that this was a special creation for me, and it's a creation for someone really close to my heart. Well, this is actually for my nephew Curtis, and Curtis has actually been really poorly recently. He's still in hospital, but at home his dads have painted his room and are doing him a new bedroom, and they asked me to create a painting to go on his wall. So what an honour that was for me to do. So I know these paintings are going to hang up on Curtis's wall when he's home. There's actually a story behind Curtis and how the family have created a charity, his legacy. It's called Curly's Legacy, and there's Curly's Farm as well. I'm actually going to drop a link in the description box below, so please check out the link if you'd like to learn more about that charity. But this is a really special video. This is dedicated to Curtis, and it's such an honour for me to be able to paint and use my own creativity so it hangs on my nephew's wall. So Curly, I hope you love this. So I'm just using my blowtorch to pop any air bubbles. Air bubbles are created when I mix the paint and water together, when I'm stirring it round to get that good consistency. Air is naturally kind of put into that kind of combination. So when I pour the paint out, there are air bubbles, and that's what that torch is there for. So I'm now using each colour one by one, and I'm just going to layer that colour in the middle of each of those canvases where that Wedgwood and that grey meet. I'm just going to take one colour at a time and repeat that process by dropping a line of colour where the grey and the Wedgwood meet on each of those canvases. I'm then going to use my blow dryer and blow the paint out, and I'm going to look at how I can connect those two canvases together. I'll explain more about that throughout the process. So I'm going to start here on the left hand side, and I'm literally just going to blow that paint out. My blow dryer, as always, is on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. And I'm just starting from one end, working through the middle to the other end. And it's really at this point that I want to consider how I can kind of connect the two canvases together. With this diptych, I want it to kind of flow from one canvas to another, and it kind of having a seamless kind of connection. So this is where I'm connecting it. I'm making sure when I blow these two sides out, when they're joined together, they kind of flow really well. And again, it's about having a look at the overall composition, how much paint is in the middle, how much negative space I want to leave. So when I talk about negative space, in this instance, that's the warm grey and the Wedgwood itself. I am going to add in just a little bit more blue on this area because I just want it to mirror the other canvas, and that really helps with the depth of this and the balance. I can actually see a sneaky lump of paint that I've not mixed very well, so I just want to take that out so when it dries really well without any lumps or bumps. So I've just taken that out, and yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm just going to use the palette knife now just to take all the drops of paint off the edges. I always do that because it minimises any movement on top. And if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this piece. And also don't forget to check out the description box and click the link so you can learn more about Curly's legacy and Curly's farm. Okay, so that's the drips off. And now I'm going to take you in for a close-up of the wet version. And as always, I will let this dry and show you a dry version. But you can see here how those colours are working together, how they've infused, how that silver has really helped create some gorgeous cells. I'm confident this is going to dry really well. Well, fingers crossed it does, but I will let this dry and I'll take you in for a close-up of the dry version. So who's ready for the dry version? Here we go. I love it, guys. I love that grey and that Wedgwood base, and I love that I've done the split bases and how that canvas connects in the middle, drawing that into a piece that kind of completes itself. So although it's on two canvases, it's like one design that goes from one canvas to another with that connection in the middle. I love that silver, but I really love how those tones of blues have worked together and the cells that have been created. I'm so pleased this is going to Curtis. I know that it's going to hang up pride of place in his new bedroom, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it too. Let me know in the comments below, but more importantly, thank you so much for all of your support week on week. And I'm just so grateful that you're here with me on my creative journey. And I love to hear what you're up to too. So let me know. Have a great week ahead. Thank you again for being here. And I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.